DreAllDay.com.
DreAllDay.com. The topic here, talking about building your business before you build a brand, because we know these days building a brand is a huge thing. You know, it was at first when blogging first became hot. Everybody was making blogs, right? Everybody was blogging. Then it was YouTube. Over the last 3-4 years now, everybody's got a YouTube channel. Now the next thing is podcasting. Now every day I'm seeing some bum-ass motherfucker who really ain't got nothing to say, because I've heard them talk before. I've seen their content. I've seen their material. I know they ain't got nothing to say, but now they starting a podcast. And now everybody's putting out all kinds of content because we hear from all the experts. Some of them are actual experts, some of them ain't, but everyone's saying, look, if you want to get your name out there online, you want to build an online business, a brick and mortar business even, you want to have content. So the ways you can create content: you can write it, you can audio record it, and you can video it. Those are the ways to create content. And when there are new ways to create content, people are going to be doing that too. So now everybody wants to build a brand through putting out content, because the more content you put out, more people are watching it, reading it, listening to it. They know your name, they get to know you, they become fans. You go to the motherfucking mall and somebody knows you and they're taking selfies of you. And understand something, there's a reason besides the content and all of that people are hearing about, that people want to put all this stuff out, is because attention is a drug. If you didn't know, I think most of you probably know. If you're watching YouTube, you understand that attention is a drug. When a person starts to get a whole bunch of fans or followers online, or subscribers or views or likes or comments or shares or whatever these other, what we call vanity metrics on these social media platforms, and I'm including YouTube and social media, it is addictive. It's addictive to want more people to know you, to just have people paying attention to you. You don't even have to be getting anything else out of it. You could spend your own money. Now, y'all understand that some of you may notice if you read about this stuff, or maybe you're one of these people, and maybe you don't know, but I'm gonna tell you right now, there are people online who have followings, whatever you call big. It could be a small following, but people spend money, not make money, but spend money just to get more followers, to get more engagement, to get more likes, more views, more comments and shares, simply because they want the feeling of having that attention, and they want the feeling of other people knowing that they have that attention on them. People will spend money just to get the attention, because it's a drug. The same way a drug addict will do crazy shit just to get $10 so they could get that next fix, that next hit. It's the same thing that humans do when it comes to getting attention, when it comes to people knowing who you are and having that quote unquote brand, if you want to call it that, through your YouTube, your Instagram, your whatever other platform that you're using. And I'm giving you all of that as a background for you to understand something. This is something that I've told people. I've been talking about this online for at least the last 10 years. I've talked about it on my podcast in extreme detail. So if you want to hear the detail of it, you go listen to my podcast. Go to the link down in the description. You can hear me explain this out in a way that, for those of you who really want to know, but I'm giving you the surface on YouTube. It's that your business is more important than your brand. And there's a difference between a brand and a business. There are a lot of people out here who have businesses, don't really have a brand. In other words, they're doing business being the exchange of resources between people, and they're making money, but you probably don't really know who they are. And there are a lot of people out here who have brands, meaning they are known, they are popular, they have these fans, they have this micro celebrity in this certain pocket of people, but they don't have any business, meaning they don't own anything. If you're on YouTube or Instagram and your brand is based on that, you own nothing. All right? Instagram owns your whole audience. The Instagram owns it, YouTube owns it, Facebook owns it. They own your audience. All right? If your business is based on those things, you don't own anything. These same people who are popular, they don't have any products, they don't have any specific services that they're offering. Their whole revenue is based on if they can get the marketing activations and the campaigns and the get paid for a post and things like that, which is cool. I mean, money is money, right? But you don't have a business because you don't own anything. You're not controlling it, they're controlling you. Now I'm putting all that out there to explain this to you. I've done everything I just talked about. I've done all these things. So I own my business. I have products. I have services. Been selling stuff online for over 10 years, but I've also done marketing activations. I've done brand campaigns. I've gotten the free shit from companies and stuff like that in the mail because they want me to do a post. And I've done all those things. I've done the events. I've done all of them. I've been on both sides of it, all sides of it. But as I got smarter and I did more business and I started to learn more and I started to see more people come into these platforms, YouTube, Instagrams, and Facebooks and all these other social platforms and whatever's coming out in the future when all these that we have now go away, I realized something like, I need to have ownership. The most important thing to me was ownership. And I was doing brand deals and stuff. I'm like, if they could afford to send me this gear that costs this much money, I know how much this costs at retail. And then they're putting on events and they flying all these people in, these influencers into events, and then they giving away this much money as a prize. And I'm thinking to myself, this is what I'm thinking to myself. All right, this is the way that I've always thought. If a company could afford to invest that much money in this, meaning giving money away, giving products away, flying people in, paying you for doing certain events and stuff like that, I'm like, if they could invest that much in doing it, how much are they making? And I'm pausing there because I want you to think about that. Think about your job, those of you who have a job. If your boss or the company you work for could afford to pay you X, whatever they pay you, I guarantee you they're making more off of you than they're paying you, because that's the only way they stay in business. That's the reason why they keep paying you, because they're making more from you than they're giving you back. So if you got a job and they're paying you 100K, I guarantee they're making more than 100K off your labor, because that's the reason why they keep you employed. And if you quit, you know what they're gonna do? Hire somebody else for 100K. And they're gonna make more than 100K off of your labor than what they gotta give you. So in the end, let's say they make 200K off your work, they pay you 100, they came up 100 off you. So you're producing 200K worth of revenue for the company, but you're only making 100. I just don't like that equation. So when I look at how a company, fill in the name of any company that does brand deals with influencers, if whatever they're giving away in terms of money, cash prizes, services, gear, merchandise, I guarantee you they're making probably 2, 3, 10 times that off that person every time they do a deal. I just didn't like that. And I didn't want to be on the receiving end of that. I didn't want to be the employee or a contractor or whatever you want to call it. I want to be the owner. And that's when I started really focusing more, I would say over the last 5 years or so, after I stopped playing ball overseas, was to really build my business and really have ownership and put things in place. And that takes time, that takes effort, that takes energy. And I'm giving you all of that to explain to you this. Those of you who may be thinking about becoming a YouTuber, or you want to be an influencer, or maybe you already are, or you're on your way to being one, you need to own your business. Do not be a worker to a brand or some company or one of these platforms, the YouTubes, the Instagrams, the Facebooks, etc., because at some point they're going to drop you. At some point they're going to do what they want to do, because they know, as well as I just explained to you, that they own the whole situation. So they can get rid of you whenever they feel like it. Because if you go away, you know who's going to replace you? Another influencer, another person who doesn't own anything, another person who's more focused on brand than they are on business. Business means, when I say building your business, business is the exchange of resources. But when I say business, you need to figure out, what do you own? What do you have control of? And what assets do you have that are actually putting money in your pocket? And at the same time, here's another thing I want to give you, is that you don't have to be famous to do good business. A lot of people seem to be equating these days fame with business. They are not the same thing. I know people who have very little following online, people who I know personally, who have been mentors of mine in business, have 200 followers at the most on any platform, but they're doing business. I know people who got 2 million followers who don't own shit. Which one do you want to be? And while most people say, when the topic, with all this background I've just given you, most people will say, I'd rather do the business. The thing is, when you start getting all that attention, all those comments, those likes, those followers, that's addictive. It's a drug. That's why I explained at the beginning, it's a drug. You got to be able to wean yourself off of that drug so you can focus on doing the business. And you can do both. There's plenty of people out there who are famous and they're doing business. And most people say, well, I want to do both. But I'm going to leave you with this. Last thing I'm going to say here. One of my mentors once asked me, this is when I first started really focusing on my business, and I was doing YouTube and I had some content that I was putting out, and they said to me, Dre, if you had to choose between being rich and being famous, which one would you rather be? And you can't pick both. Because my first answer would be, well, I want to be both. I want to be rich and famous. They said, if you had to pick one over the other, which one would you pick? I said, well, I'd rather get the money. And they said, okay, then you need to start making decisions that are about money and not about attention, not about fame. And yes, attention can lead to money, and fame can lead to attention. But sometimes, many times actually, you might have to make decisions that will give you more of one and less of the other. So ask yourself, those of you who are in business, and we're all in business in some form, those of you who are building brands, which one is most important to you, the attention or the money? Because at some point you're going to have to make some decisions that you're going to have to choose. There's going to be a clear distinction between the two, and you're going to have to make a choice. Work on your game. Hey, this is Dre all day. If you enjoy this mental game stuff that I talk about on video every day, then I put together a simple master class that will give you one key tip for developing what I call the bulletproof mindset. All you need to do is go to workonmygame.com/bulletproof. There's the link right here, and it's down below in the video descriptions. Just click on it, take you right to the page. I'm going to give you that video. It's about 20 minutes long, this masterclass I put together. One key tip for developing a bulletproof mindset. And when you get that special masterclass free video, I'm also going to make you a special offer to get the full bulletproof mindset experience. So just go to that link that you see right here, and I'm going to show you how to develop that bulletproof mindset right now. So if you like this video that you just watched, I'm going to show you how to take it to the highest possible level. You ready for that? Let's do it.